Welcome back to Manchester United. I don't know how to introduce this. FA Cup, Coventry. It went to a penalty shootout. Mora missed. And we were knocked out. I mean, let's be real. There is absolutely no sugarcoating this. This is one of the most mental defeats I think I've ever had in Football Manager. They had a sending off in the 82nd minute. Didn't even rotate the team here. I played a very, very strong side. Their goalie got a 10.0 rating. I mean, Oliver Dovin, take a bow, I guess. And with that FA Cup defeat, it puts us in a suddenly kind of rather awkward predicament. At this point, and we've known it for a while, we have all but secured the Premier League title with 6 games left of the season. It would have to take the bottle of a century for us not to win the title. And with the Carabao Cup secured last episode, it really means the only thing left playing for is the Champions League. It's what we're back for today. It's the quarter-finals against Porto. And it is worth noting that having kind of evaluated the viewership on this series and also the fact that I'm eagerly anticipating Parc de Prem to hopefully be starting in the next couple of weeks pending a database, I think this is the last season here at Manchester United. And the reality is, if we do lose against Porto, this probably is just the last episode of the series. And I really don't want it to be the last episode of the series today. Now, since we're last here, outside of the FA Cup, we've also played 3 games in the league. The first, a win against Brentford. An unlikely goal scorer in Chouameni grabbed a brace as we won this one. Against Sunderland, we were frustrated to a 0-0 draw, which is the kind of result that maybe any other season in the Premier League you'd be looking at going, I think we've blown the title there. But, well, given where we are, it didn't really matter, it didn't feel like. And having bounced back and won 4-1 a second time in 3 games against Bournemouth, away from home. I mean, to be fair, in our remaining Premier League games, we do have Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Brighton and Nottingham Forest. But I do just feel like, given our defensive record and given the fact that Spurs to catch us would have to be near flawless, I think we've won it. Imagine if I've not won the league after I've said all of this stuff in the intro. I did kick off this entire series by saying the aim was to win the Premier League and maybe a Champions League if we could. I think this is going to be our one shot to win it. We are taking on Porto in the quarterfinals today. We got past this round last year. In terms of how they're going to play, very, very likely out of possession that they're going to play, well, a not dissimilar shape to the shape that we play in possession, in all honesty. But this is a shape that I do feel like we can counter quite nicely with our shapes. When we are on the attack, we like to build up the play through the middle, through our centre-backs. And if they're playing a lone striker, I like to think that we can actually fare really nicely here. First leg today is away from home, much like last episode against Napoli. As long as we go in with maybe only a 1-2 goal kind of deficit, even if we're trailing, I would really back us to turn it around at home. And well, something that is going to hopefully bolster our hopes today is the fact that we don't really have too many injuries to speak of. In fact, there is only really one injury to mention. It's Elise, who I have been told could feature in this game if I wanted to. But I feel like it's almost just not worth the risk away from home. So I think for this game here, we will just bring in Esteval to play at attacking midfielder. When we've called upon him, he has been superb. Admittedly, more so in the Premier League than the Champions League. But you know what? I've got faith in him here. In terms of the rest of the team, it's the team that we know and love. A team that, I suppose, when you look at the average ratings across the board, has just really, really consistently played well this year. Sesko had a period of football he missed through injury. He's back in the team and ready and fit. If you were wondering why he's unhappy because I sold De Ligt and brought in Lacroix, and apparently that wasn't an adequate replacement, which I just think is stupid. Obviously, out of possession, we are going to run the 4-2-3-1 that we have run for most of this season at this point. It has served us well. I'm going to hope it can serve us well here. If we don't beat Porto over 2 legs, which I'm going to be honest, if we don't, I'm going to be fuming. Yeah, we are just going to play until we hoist the Premier League trophy and call it a day. And that would feel like such an anticlimactic end to what's been an emphatic season. I would love to win the Champions League in our beta save to really kind of tick off the bingo card of everything we could have won in 3 seasons at Manchester United. And this draw definitely could have been a lot more difficult. Okay, into this game we go. Godou has been an absolute standout for us at right centre-back. He recently broke into the France national team setup. And Bouadi, I feel like I've not really shown him off lately. Look how good this man is now. He's improved so much this year. And I feel like that is a trend. I feel like this team that we are going to leave at the end of the season is set up for success. I do think we might do a thing where we simulate into the future and just see how the team fares for kind of the next 5 years in my absence. I really do feel like with the signings that we've made, this is a Manchester United team set to just be an absolute powerhouse for the foreseeable future. Of course, Football Manager's AI also likes to kind of have its way with teams that you set up for long-term success. But even with the crappy management AI, I feel like it'd be hard to ruin this team. I thought they'd scored. They did score technically, but the linesman's flag was raised. It's offside. William Gomez on the far side. Porto perhaps starting the sharper of the two teams here. Looping headed to the back post. Headed away. Oh, my word. I mean, I thought for a moment Oscar Bob's effort was going to be the one that went in. In the end, it was Froholt who directed it goalwards with a tip in front of the net. Bit of an ice hockey play, really, wasn't it? The deflection right in front left no hope for anyone to stop it. Chevalier's positioning perhaps questionable, but as Oscar Bob chested it down and volleyed it, that header there really just threw a spanner in the works. No one was going to stop that. Froholt, the goal scorer, to Zinchenko. They have got us pinned back at the moment. I don't like this. William Gomez cutting inside. Chevalier makes a save. I'm thinking about going to the more pressing system early on. I feel like maybe completely changing the system this soon isn't the best of ideas. But you know what? Out of possession, I feel like we've got to be a little bit more proactive here. I'm going to up the defensive line, tell the players to try and prevent the goalkeeper kind of short distribution, and I am going to look to counter-press. Since we've made the changes, not a great deal shifted in this game, although it's not like Porto have continued to have opportunities. And like I said pre-game, if we go in with a one-goal deficit, I'd kind of feel okay about things going into the second leg at home. What I will say is the performance by certain individuals has been beyond disappointing in this first half. I'm going to get shouty. Decent response across the board, so I'm not going to make subs immediately. But I do feel like this is the kind of game where we might have to flex our strength in depth off the bench because there are individuals that are not pulling their weight. Free kick for them. It's William Gomez over it. Does have a wand of a left foot. Chevalier might be called into action. He is. He parries it round the post. I think I've seen enough here as well. You know what? Let's change things up. I'm going to bring in Elise for Fernandez. Elsewhere, Juve's not had the best game at left mid. Annoyingly, Dorgu is still injured. So the only option I have is Rico Henry to bring in. In terms of the rest of the team, Esteval's not exactly been at his best in this game. You know what? I'm going to bring in Mora. And I'm actually going to play Elise out on the right and Mora through the middle. I think that is sensible. I think we'll go with this trio of changes in the midfield for now. There is a temptation to take off Sesko and maybe bring in CDK. Of course, he popped up with a big goal previously in this competition. But for now, let's just see if we can make things work with what we've got here. As Livramento charged forward, his ball was cleared away. Still might have a chance of an attack, though, because Rico Henry is over it. Buadi to Murillo. Mora on off the bench, the 18... wearing shirt to Elise. I'll tell you what, that's a very good finish if it's onside. I think it's going to be. The VAR reveal really hasn't been worked out, has it, for FM26? I think there's meant to be an air of jeopardy here where we don't know. But the ball's already in the back of the net. We know it's going to count. And it was two of the subs linking up. Mora brought in, played this ball through. I'm not even sure why there was an appeal. And I don't know where these lines have been drawn, because it wasn't even close to being offside. That's a lovely finish. I mean, it's a good goal for us, but there is now potentially a kick-off highlight. Having drawn level within minutes of making changes, I feel kind of, well, justified, I suppose, in my decision to take off players like Bruno and Esteval. But we do need to keep it tight at the back, as William Gomez has looked like they're a real source of talent. And that deflected effort was a bit of a heart-in-mouth moment. Vega, Froholt, Vega. I don't like this. I don't like this. Oh, my word. The shot cannons off the post. Absolutely terrifying there. Zinchenko to William Gomez. And that was... it's not the kind of thing you necessarily want to see there, is it? Christensen for them now plays it out. Can the highlight end, please? I've seen enough. I've seen enough. We don't need to have another chance here, please, Football Manager. They are playing keep away right now. Oscar Bob. Fouled by Murillo. I love that. I'm going to make changes. Murillo, who made that tackle there, is looking a tad nervous. So you know what? We're going to bring in Yoro here. I am going to swap him with Gay. So Gay will play kind of that left-sided position when we are without possession. Yoro just can't play left back. We'll make just the single change for now as well. We aren't going to have a set piece to deal with. It's Gomez playing it short to Zinchenko. Oscar Bob, who, if I'm not mistaken, he's always been good whenever we played against Porto in the Champions League, which I feel like has happened more than once now. And he's only got on bloody scored. I made changes. I brought on, was it Yoro? Was that, please tell me that wasn't Yoro who lost his man in the middle. Was it Yoro? It was actually Yoro. He let me down last year in the Champions League and he's doing it again. I mean, we've had one shot on target in this game and it's gone in. So it's not exactly an unfair scoreline 2-1, but we've got time to respond. We can make something happen. We've got quality to create something from nothing. Elise, Gay, Buadi. Nice build-up play here. Livramento, Elise, Inside, Mora! Oh my word, it might be a goal of the season contender. The finish wasn't like the most stupendous effort from range, but it was a tidy finish into the top corner. The passing that preceded it is what really made this goal beautiful. Probing play, Livramento, playing it to Elise. This little pass inside, such an intelligent ball to get it out of his feet. And from there, that's a good finish. 2 shots on target, 2 goals. You know what? Sometimes these games happen against you in Football Manager and you're fuming. Sometimes it goes in your favour and you play it down a little bit and claim you deserve to be in the game. I'm not sure if it quite deserves to be 2-2 here, but it's a scoreline we have fought hard to secure. Then again, with how this game's gone, you wouldn't back against there being another goal. Chevalier, what a save, my friend. As I believe the French would say, mon ami, c'était très beau. Is that right? No idea. French viewers, help me out. Frohold's bringing it forward again. We might need to speak some more French praises if we can get another moment of magic from one of our defenders. Zinchenko at the edge, plays it back. Christensen steps out. William Gomez, Vega. William Gomez has been stupendous in this game. He hits the post. Buadi, get it away. Zutalo. We're fine. We're fine. Everyone just remember to breathe. Could we hit them on the break? Imagine. Livramento can't get on the loose ball. Less than 10 minutes left in this game. We are holding on for dear life, my friends. This is kind of crazy, isn't it? 2 minutes remaining. 2-2 going into the second leg would be a great result. If they were to get a goal here, I'd feel gutted. Albeit it would feel like a bit of a robbery to even go in all level. There's 1 minute left. We are going to do it. We are going to rob them here. And you know what? Great teams play badly and still get results. We've definitely done that there. Also, I have no idea who made up that phrase of, good teams play badly and get good results. Whoever it was, very wise. If you were wondering about the other Champions League kind of quarterfinals going on, Arsenal beating Liverpool. The Milan derby 1-1 and Barcelona beating Benfica, a massive result for them away from home. Got to give a big shout out to Elise and Mora on off the bench to score the important goals there. We have got Man City at the weekend. I'm going to play a B team in that game. It's just not a priority right now. Full focus is on the Champions League. Porto up next, 6 days away. Don't go anywhere. I'd like to issue an apology to Manchester United fans. Man City at home, a game we should win, but I'm afraid to say, sadly, a game we could not and did not win. I did play a very, very, very B team for this game. I think that's indicated by the fact that Basuma was the man there trying to put in the tackle, but in the end, we did succumb to a 2-goal defeat. Haaland, spoilers, he was onside for that goal. And it does mean we are slightly further away from winning the title. Although, to our credit, in the earlier kickoff, Spurs v Arsenal, a 0-0 draw meant that Tottenham haven't actually really closed the gap on us. We are still 10 points clear. There is only 15 points on offer. I don't think we need to panic just yet. Like I said, we did fully rest up in that game, which means we are ready and raring to go in this game with a load of players that have good fitness levels. With one exception, that is Dorgu. Back from injury, I'm throwing him into the starting 11 because Juve is out suspended. In terms of the rest of the team, Elise is going to start this one. To be honest, there is a temptation maybe to bring in Mora for Fernandes, purely because Mora has been the man in form and has just continued to develop really, really well. I feel like it'd be a ballsy call not to include Bruno. But you know what? It's the call I'm going to make here. This man was a game changer last time out. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I don't want this to be the last episode of the series. I want to go further than we did last year. I want to go beyond the semi-final. Last year, at this stage, we were 3-0 down after the first leg going into the home tie. Today it's 2-2. Today, I think we're still favourites. Okay, Porto having a lot of possession early doors in this game, but that isn't necessarily a bad sign. If anything, it means we can entice them forward and leave maybe some space in behind, just like Livramento is finding here. Dances inside, is dispossessed. Gadou wins the header. Livramento, massive flick on. Cleared away as far as Buadi, but we have got them on the back foot, at least right now. Mora, Elise, they link up, and on this occasion, Jorgensen in goal makes the save. It's a good early sign. That is what I'm going to say, and maybe the good signs are going to continue to come here, because Mora shoots. I don't know why the goalie saved that with his feet. That was absolutely bizarre. I think there might be a goal line technology check here. It was definitely saved, wasn't it? Also, I don't know if we've seen this in an episode yet. This is quite cool. I don't know why it's paused here to do the check. You know what? Football Manager have tried to do something cool there, haven't they? I think in an ideal world, the ball is meant to kind of get paused with it as far across the line as it has been, as opposed to after the keeper's already saved it. But they've tried. I'll give them a gold star for effort. And I'm going to hope our team's efforts here are rewarded. Dorgu back from injury at left back, bringing it forward, cuts it back. No one there at the near post gambling, but Dorgu, well, trying to get it back in. It's cleared away. Porto having to do some deep defending here. And with our intricate passing, I was going to say you'd back us to unlock them. Maybe we don't need the passing. Elise, long shot from range, forced to save out the keeper. Halfway through this first half, it has been a dominant display. Yes, we've not had a lot of the ball, but it's not really our style, is it? We like to play direct. We like to get the ball quickly. We like to get it to Sesko, who, well, but for a better first touch, maybe would have had a one-on-one there. And instead it's now Vega bringing it forward for them on the far side. Porto maybe looking to launch a counter-attack of their own. But that tackle there by Elise, a great one. Good defensive effort by him. And that ball to Sesko is stupendous. One-on-one, he's missed it. And he's missed a few chances across this tie, hasn't he, Benjamin Sesko? 10 minutes left of this first half. Mora and Elise justifying their starts in this game. They played great previously. They've run the show for us thus far. Unfortunately, not found that breakthrough just yet. But could it come here? Livramento running into some danger in the wider area. Now we've got to do some defending. And we've not had to do a lot of that so far in this game. This could be a test here as Froholt, who scored last game, is dispossessed. Dorgu launches it. Is Sesko on? I think he's off. It wouldn't have counted anyway. He missed the one-on-one anyway too. Jorgensen for them in goal has picked up a knock. Maybe keep a close eye on that. In terms of how this game is going, I'm delighted with everything but the scoreline. I'm going to tell the players I'm really not happy. Sesko's missed a couple of chances here. Is it too premature to sub him off for CDK? Some might say yes. I don't think it is. I am going to bring in Charles de Ketelera to be hopefully a difference maker for us. Into this second half we march. Porto, one shot so far in this game on target. We've had 7. Admittedly, obviously, we've not had really a particularly high XG in this game. Although I do feel like in general, the XGs are all a bit too low in this current kind of iteration of FM. Maybe that's just me. Either way, we need a goal, not XG, in this game. And I don't really care how it comes at this point. I just want to see us create more. And well, we are creating something here. This is beautiful. Dorgu, the left wing back, through, one-on-one. And Jorgensen makes another save. Build-up play to that finish was actually beautiful. We worked it through the team with some really nice direct passing to cut them open. Just a shame that, again, we lack that end product. Livramento has been quiet in this game. I'm going to bring in Ahmad to play at right back. It's worth noting I've been training him to play right back. And he has, well, picked up the position a little bit more to the point where I think he is just going to play right back here. I think fresh off the bench, his athleticism is nice defensively. Elsewhere, I'm going to bring in Rico Henry, I think, for Dorgu at left back. Dorgu coming back from injury, missed that one-on-one, not looking 100% sharp. I think we'll go with that double change for now. Just 2 subs left in our back pocket. 2 stoppages to make them. I don't really want to make any rash panic changes yet because with 20 minutes left, we don't really look like losing this game. We look like winning it, but I don't know if we can say we really look like scoring either. Ahmad running into a bit of trouble, but wins it back nicely. I think this is the kind of game where the next goal is just going to win it one way or another. CDK, an adventurous ball, picks out Rico Henry. He lays it back towards Buadi, who cuts inside. The centre mid shoots, or was it a shot? I think it was a pass. I've been done by it. I thought he was going to pull the trigger. Instead, he gave it to Elise. The defence didn't read it either. He picked it up here at the edge of the defensive mid. Incisive little touch. I was convinced he was just going to shoot. Instead, though, he spots Elise. Or does he? I think that deflected, didn't it? That deflected to Elise. It's lucky. It doesn't matter. They all count. We have our noses ahead. We can relax slightly, but obviously it is still very much a 1-goal game. I really want to just see us get another goal, which I think we do deserve. Maybe it can come here. Henry, big switch to Ahmad from wing-back to wing-back. Players queuing up in the middle, or Elise at the edge of the box who runs inside. I think his shot's been deflected. I don't care. It's 2-0 on the night. It's 4-2 on aggregate. I think that might be good night, Porto. Great to see Ahmad involved in the build-up play here. Gave it to Elise. He cut inside onto his left foot. This did deflect, didn't it? Yeah, it deflected. I feel like we earned our luck there. You know, sometimes you need to be lucky in football. Sometimes you have to make your own luck. We've made it by getting into that position. I mean, all of a sudden, Elise's looking for his hat-trick, isn't he? It's not been the prettiest hat-trick in the world in terms of goals, but yet again, he has turned into a little match winner at a really vital moment for us. Tchouameni, great touchdown. Elise to Ahmad. Ahmad plays it forward towards Mora. That is a great little ball. Mora hits the post and, well, I thought for a moment Henry might score the rebound. Instead, we've earned another corner. Porto continually on the back foot in this game. And as I watch the scoreboard and that timer tick forward, I think we are going to be going to our second consecutive Champions League semi-final. They do have a corner here, Porto, to maybe make me sweat late on. They've hit the woodwork. We'll clear it away. I feel like if we were perhaps lucky to get the draw in the first leg, we have more than been worth the win across the two fixtures based purely on our performance here. Naturally, with 3 minutes left and Porto in possession, maybe we shouldn't get too carried away just yet. Weirder things have happened in football. Alberto Costa looks to play it across and it's gone straight out for a throw-in. I feel like that sums up Porto's night. 4 minutes of added time are going to come and go. We are going to win this game 4-2 on aggregate. An emphatic second leg performance wins us it. Elise on a 9.8 is mad. I said today's episode could be the final episode. It's not going to be. There's at least one more in the tank. I'll tell you what, Football Manager has a sense of humour, doesn't it? The draw for the semi-final has happened. It's a rematch against Barcelona. Last year we beat them 4-1 in the first leg. We lost 3-0 in the second leg and lost on penalties. There's a chance to set things right next time out. Really hope you guys have enjoyed today's episode. As always, if you have done, go down below, leave a like, show some support. I'll be back next time for more. And until next time, it is me, Jack. I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.